What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is M.Nyagha for those who don't know me, and the channel is Cooking with Mary Hope. If you're a returning subscribers, a very warm welcome. If you're a new visitor, here we love visitors. Make sure that you hit the subscription button. That is the only thing that the visitors are supposed to do in this channel, and also to bring your appetite. So for today, guys, we are going to be preparing Omena stroke fingerlings stroke Dagaa. That is the good name that we can use, not small fish. For those three names that I've mentioned, that is the name of Omena stroke Dagaa stroke fingerlings. That is what you are going to prepare today. And the recipe that I'm giving you guys, it is the original recipe. If you're going to follow my recipe, ensure that you follow it up to the end, to what that I have mentioned, and it's going to give you a very yummy and tasty meal. Without much further ado, it's good that now that we start cooking. Ingredients we are using, it's 2 medium-sized onion, 2 medium-sized tomato. We have 3 lemons, which will squeeze out the juice, 1 green capsicum. I'll use all of it because it is small. Then we have 1 piece of carrot and 2 bunches of dania or coriander. Then we have our omena, which is the main dish, and then 1 cup of milk. So I've prepared the ingredients off camera. The ingredients I forgot to mention is salt. You can just use any amount of salt that is good for you to taste. And also, I also forgot to mention cooking oil. I've already squeezed out the lemon juice, which we are going to use to wash the omena also. We want to wash the omena, and on washing the omena, we have to use hot water, boiled water actually. Why we are using the boiled water, it's because omena always has sand particles which is attached to it. So in order to detach the sand particles from the omena, we have to ensure we wash with hot water, and you stir as you can see from the video, because this also enables the sand particles to detach completely from the omena. This is the first round. You're going to wash the omena, and then we'll drain off the excess water. We drain off the water that you have used to wash the omena, and then we wash it the second round. The omena the second round, this is the point where we are going to put in our squeezed lemon juice. The reason why we are putting the squeezed lemon juice is in order to absorb the odor that omena always has. As usual, the fish products always has an odor that maybe cannot be enticing to some people, so you can use the lemon juice in order to absorb the excess odor from the omena. And also, if you have vinegar also works the best, just the same as the lemon juice. If you have vinegar, you can use it as well. As the omena, we are going to allow it to stay for around 2 minutes. We will have to preheat our oil because we will have to shallow fry the omena. And for me, I'm using a frying pan. If you have a cooking pot or a sufuria, it still works the best. But I decided to use a frying pan, which is going to work the best for me because I'm only shallow frying. After it has already heated up well, we are going to put in our omena, and at this point ensure that the heat is very low in order for you not to get burned, because the cooking oil always splashes out so much and it is very hot. You might get burned. So ensure that the heat is very low when you're putting the omena in the cooking oil. We are going to spread the omena evenly in the frying pan in order for it to get enough oil so that it can fry out well. So we are going to allow it to fry until it turns to golden brown. And when shallow frying, don't make it to stay so much in the cooking oil, because if it stays much, it might become hard. So immediately it turns to golden brown, it means that it is ready. As you can see, for mine it is ready. it has already turned to golden brown. I can say golden brownish is the best color that I can use. So we are just going to turn it just a little in order to see that all of it has already turned to golden brown so well, as you can see from the video. Now we'll have to prepare our stew, and at first we are going to put in our cooking oil and allow it to preheat for 15 seconds, and then we start cooking first of all our onions. We're going to put in our onions, and then we ensure that they are fully covered with oil. We are going to cook our onions until it has turned to golden brown also. This is going to make your stew to be very tasty. In case you're preparing any stew, be it beef stew, chicken stew, or maybe if you're cooking tilapia or any stew that it requires a lot, it requires frying, ensure that your onions turn to golden brown. This always makes the stew to be very, very tasty. As you can see, my onions, they've already turned to golden brown. This means that they are ready, and now we are going to put in our tomatoes so that also they can cook for some time. Ensure that first of all we mix them very well. It mixes up very well with the onions. After it has mixed with the onions, we are going to allow it to simmer. That's why I'm adding in water. Don't put too much water, just a little water, and we are going to allow it to simmer until the onions have become soft so that they can give us a thick paste. And we will cover it and allow it to simmer for 3 minutes. Our tomatoes will be ready. They will have cooked well. As you can see, our paste is very much ready. I can say the paste, yes, that is the best word that I can use. The paste is very ready. The tomatoes have cooked so well, and at this point we are going to put in our capsicum and carrot, and we are also going to allow them to cook for 2 minutes. 2 minutes is the best. Put in our salt to taste, and if you're someone who likes spices, this is the point whereby you're going to put spice, maybe like Royco or a little bit of any spices that you feel like it's good for you. This is the point whereby you're going to put in your spices. We are going to cover it and allow it to simmer for 2 minutes. That is why we are adding water, in order for it not to get burned. After 3 minutes, we are going to check in our stew. This is very much ready. Everything, it has cooked in so well, and this is the point where we are going to put in our omena so that it can also now mix up well with the stew, the paste that we will have formed. So we are going to put all of the omena inside, and then we give it a good stir in order to mix up well with the paste or the stew that we will have cooked. Just give it a good stir to ensure that it mixes up well. After you have given it a good stir, cover the omena. As you can see, you have not added in any water. You cover the omena and allow it to simmer for 1 minute. This is to ensure that it has mixed up well with the stew that we have cooked. Allow it to simmer for 1 minute, and then we are going to add in our milk, which is going to give us the soup that we need. So we give it a very good stir, just a little stir, and then we add in the milk that is going to give us soup. If you're someone who doesn't, maybe milk is not good for you, you can also use water to give you a good soup. So at this point where I'm adding milk, at this point where I'm adding milk, if you're someone who doesn't like milk, you can use water. It still works so well. I think I'll also prepare a recipe of omena, not using milk, just using water, and try to see at what taste it's going to give us. I'll have to do it in one of the videos. We'll have to cover now our omena and allow it now to cook because we have added milk. So we'll have to allow it to cook for 4 minutes and our omena will be ready. At this point, our omena is very ready. I always like it to have a thick soup, not a very runny soup, just a little thick soup. If you're someone who likes to have maybe a lot of soup, you can also add a little water, or if you have milk, you can add milk. As you can see from mine, I've already lowered the heat, and now I'm putting in my coriander. I give it a good stir, and my omena is ready to serve. And you can see my omena is ready. From me, I'm having it with the ugali, greens, and the omena. This is going to give me a very good dinner. I'm having it for dinner, by the way. So if you have reached up to this point, thank you so much. Ensure that you have liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Ensure that you also comment and also share it with your friends. Thank you so much, guys. If you have watched up to this point, I really appreciate it.